What's up, viewers? Welcome back to another episode of Beginning iPhone Programming. Today I want to talk about gesture recognizers. Now, gesture recognizers were introduced into the SDK in version 3.2. Fact check me. And before that, implementing things like pans, drags, double taps was a pain in the butt. But now using those, it's really easy. I actually want to talk to you about a scenario where you should not use a gesture recognizer, and that is using a tap gesture recognizer to get button-like functionality. In defense of any developer who might have done this, it probably happened because the designer didn't tell you something was tappable, and you learned later, and then you just decided to add a tap gesture recognizer to a view and call it a day. Seems like a good idea, but it's not, and here's why. I've configured a very basic single view app with one real button and one UI view with a label inside. I've added a tap gesture recognizer to this one that will receive tap events just like a button. I've also configured the app to turn the background green whenever a tap is received from either button. Let's use this to discover why the button is a better solution. Number 1, user feedback. Take a look at what happens when I tap this button. See how the button itself responds to the tap? The title dims a bit. It's subtle, but I guarantee you every iOS user knows this intuitively, and it gives them confidence using the UI. Confidence that the app is responding to their input. Now let's look at the fake button. When we tap it, it does nothing. Zilch. This configuration gives users zero confidence that the button is working until something else happens. That's a really bad user experience. Number 2, cancelability. When you touch down on a button and then drag outside of the button, the touch should be canceled. This is good user experience because it allows the user to change their mind in the middle of a gesture. So how does the fake button handle it? Touch down inside and then drag outside and touch up. What happens? Nothing. Just as expected. Okay, not bad. It passed one test. But what about when you touch down inside, drag outside, and then back inside and touch up? Aha! It acts just like you never dragged outside. Let's try our fake button. Touch down inside, drag outside, back inside, and touch up. Nothing. Nothing. It didn't work at all. It acts just as if I touched up outside the button. Lastly, what about when we touch down inside and drag around inside, not leaving the bounds of the button, and then touch up? Again, it acts the same as a normal tap. Let's try our fake button. Touch down inside, drag around inside, and touch up. Nothing. So you can indeed wire things up using a tap gesture recognizer, but doing so for simple things like button functionality doesn't provide the same user experience that a button does. At this point, you might be wondering, when should I use a tap gesture recognizer? Great question, and maybe we should do a video on it later. But for now, I can tell you that a tap gesture recognizer provides one thing that a UI button does not, and that is the coordinate of the location of the tap within the view it's associated with. This comes in really useful for gaming. Short of that, I'm not sure there's a great use case for it. So in the meantime, stick to a UI button. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. If you have ideas for this series, Beginning iPhone Programming, or our other series, App Teardowns, go ahead and start some ideas in the comment section. But that's all for today, so thanks for watching, and see you next time.